friends, welcome back. Welcome to Living on the Hedge. I hope everybody having a great week. And today I'm making a video which is actually going to be very different from everything I did so far. I would like to make this one in a more casual vibe, should I say. Excuse me, there is no pretty lightning or anything to make this video perfect. Instead, it's going to be me and you, one-on-one. And I think it's time to open a few questions that many of you had about who I am, what Living on the Hedge is, and what is it all about. So let's get comfy and let's start. And cheers for that. So of course, friends, let's first of all begin with where everything begins. I'm, as of right now, almost 42 years old, and my name is Alexander Polikov, and I go by Alex. I was born in the Soviet Union. That area right now is Ukraine, so technically, I guess I can say I'm Ukrainian. When I was 7 or 8, my family's actually immigrated from the USSR to Israel, where I grew up, where most of my adult life been. And in 2013, I actually moved to the United States, to Seattle. I spent 5 years in Seattle, and after that I moved to Florida, to Orlando. And that's what, as of right now, I call home. And with that whole story, I actually want to connect to what Living on the Hedge is. As I mentioned, being born in the Soviet Union times, the system with the being born there and the whole pregnancy process was a little bit different. So from my understanding, visitors are not exactly openly welcome, so the spouse could not really be present in the labor, and free visitors were not exactly allowed. And yeah, so from the stories I know from my family, my mom was actually asked how do I look like, or who I look like, and she actually didn't know what to say, so she said hedgehog. And since then, in Russian it's Yozhik, but since then, that's basically the nickname that got stick to me. So this is actually where Living on the Hedge coming in place. So yeah, Living on the Hedge is basically me. I'm your hedgehog, and I think that right now I'm trying to live on the hedge and enjoy my life. As far as my life goes, I was fortunate enough to be able to work for many incredible companies that actually contributed a lot to who I am and, what I am right now. And I can't really name everybody or everything I did, but I used to work for El Al, the Israel national carrier. I used to work for many travel agencies, used to be a travel agent, and then I moved to America, and I actually surprisingly used to work for Microsoft by testing languages for their gaming products. And then later on, I actually worked for Worldmark by Wyndham Travel. I used to be their travel agent, and then I actually did a quality control department. And after that, I actually had the fortune to work for the mouse. So I used to work for Disney Vacation Club, if some of you know. And that all actually was wonderful. I have nothing to say, but thank you for all those who actually been part of my journey. But I have to say that, and this is something that my parents probably watch this video, so they will be happy to hear. For years, they actually were telling me, both my family and friends, you need to do something else. You maybe want to do social media or to be a travel guide or something like that, and I never knew what it was. And this is a very strange story, but about a year ago, May 2023, I was on, if I'm not mistaken, I think it was Serenade of the Seas out of Tampa, just a weekend short cruise. And if you guys watching this video, oh my god, I hope you do. So there were actually two ladies. So I was on deck 11 by the pool, just enjoying quiet time. Um, just being with myself, nothing special. And those two ladies passing by, stopping, saying hello. And one of them asked me, "I'm so sorry, but are you a vlogger or YouTuber? You seems very familiar." And at that point, I never did anything social media or anything of that sort. So of course I said no, and that's it. And those ladies just kept with their day. And me being there by the pool for a second, some moments in your life actually make you think. And at that moment, I basically asked myself, what else do you need? If your family and friends keep telling you meant to do something different, maybe something with social media or something like that, and you always ignore that, and now you have two completely strangers just passing by and saying that, how many sides else do you need in your life to perhaps try something? So I said at that point that I really do not believe in that, and that I don't think anything good will come out of it. However, if I will not give it a chance or try, I'll probably will keep asking myself to the end of my days, what would happen if? And here we are. A year later, we are in May 2024 now, and I'm actually recording this video from, as you can see, a suite on Radiance of the Seas, and I'm right now on Alaska cruise. Since then, I spent a crazy amount of days and time at sea. Well, all I can say is that last year in 2023, I spent almost 190 days at sea. This year is going to be much more than that. I'm rarely home because I fully decided to dedicate myself to what I do right now. And what I do is basically, as you know, I don't even know how to call it. It's not exactly a vlogger. It's not exactly a blogger. I'm doing everything social media. And as you know, I have the Living on the Hedge YouTube channel, and I have my page on Facebook and Instagram. And if you ask me why I do what I do and what's the purpose of this whole thing, to be honest, there is no real, well, it's certainly not a financial decision to do that, because as we all know, making money from social media is a very, very hard thing to do. For now, it keeps me on float, and I really appreciate that. But it's nothing more than that at this point. Hopefully that will grow with time and become better and bigger. But my biggest reason for doing what I'm doing is actually sharing the life and what can be done in life and the ways it can be done for all of you guys. And I know it might sound as a cliche, but with all the honesty, if I could affect even a few people in their lives to dare explore, go see things, do things that you never did before, because we all get trapped so easily in the everyday, the trouble we have in our lives, and the thought that we'll do it maybe next year or maybe in a few years from now on, because right now it's not a great time. And I have to say that life is very, we all know that, and the older we get, the more we understand that. Life is very short. We never know where or when our time comes, but we all know that the last day we spent here, we all hoping that when we're looking back, we can say it all was worth it. So my hope, to sum it up, is that Living on the Hedge as a brand, as a channel, as an idea, will actually bring some and most of you to explore, to enjoy, and to make the best of your memories, of your travel, and just create experiences for you and your family to last forever. Now, that being said, of course, subscription is something that much needed in order to be able to survive in this business. All of my trips are actually, for the most part, self-funded. Some of them are actually, of course, in invites and things like that, but for the most part, it's also self-funded. And for those reasons, when I say please subscribe or please share and things like that, I actually need that to be able to do and keep doing what I'm doing. Now, I'm hoping that this personal video is not actually feeling as too much or too sticky or, nothing too clingy, should I say. Because I feel that it's been a year and I never took the time to stop for a second and thank you all for actually allowing me to do that. And cheers for that. But yes, I think it's time for me to appreciate you all. And I know it might not be much, but the fact that most of you take the moment in your everyday life and decide to dedicate it for watching a short video, a reel, or, 15 minutes of a tour of one of the rooms that I take. This is much, much appreciated, and it's not taken for granted. Because allowing a stranger to become, or to enter, even for a second, into your life, into your everyday life, it's a huge, huge thing, and I really, really appreciate that. So yeah, this is me, and I hope I answered for most questions some of you have. If you have any more, please don't forget, as always, to subscribe, comment below, send me private messages. I always, very, very, very happy to read and hear everything you have to say. Please excuse me for being a little bit nervous today because, one thing I learned when I started doing all this is that it's much easier to sort of hide behind showing the beautiful things life has to show than actually talk about yourself or even approach people in everyday life and have the same situation face to face. It is not as easy. Sometimes it makes you feel, crumble and feel a little bit more shy. But yeah, I feel it's time you guys all really know who I am. And one thing that I actually told myself when I started this whole, project that I call Living on the Hedge is I need for something to be my thing. And I'm hoping that as the year went by, I'm still there and I'm still true to myself. My goal was always to post things that are positive. And it's not because I'm blindly recommend everything, absolutely not. It's because I feel that social media turned into this platform where we all feel very easy to complain or, take out our frustrations for certain products or services and stuff like that to be compensated or, this is very easy platform to get attention. So I decided between myself and I that I'm going to post things that I actually like. And if you see it on Living on the Hedge, it's probably worth your time. That being said, I'm not a saint, of course, so I'm sure here and there I probably said something I was not over happy about. But in general, I'm very, very hopeful that I can maintain this line where I'm really being true to that statement. So if you guys see anything on Living on the Hedge, it's not because me or my platform wants to complain about anything. It's simply because I think that I experienced this and it's really was worth the time, first of all, to share it with you, and second, for you, of course, to experience as well. Now, of course, not everything that I liked or recommend is something for sure you guys gonna love and, say that's the best thing ever happened. We all have different tastes, we all have different view on life. But if you trust me a little bit, I think that I can try and bring the best from the things that I actually experience for you, hopefully not to waste your time for finding the right thing for you to do. But yeah, thank you very, very much all for watching. Thank you for allowing me those 15 minutes of personal time. I hope it's all now a little bit more clear. And don't forget, as always, until next time, I'm your Hedge.